Come on, Sambabus, this is exactly what you were built for. Recently, for a lot of people, Gran Turismo 7 has become all about that grind, spamming one of 4 tracks over and over to gain credits. And there are a million different videos out there telling you the best car to use. Hell, even I've made one. But sadly, nobody cares about the worst ones, so that's why today, we're grabbing this, turning it into this, and then taking it over to this. As if attempting this in the Sambabus isn't already an arduous task, we're doing it on hard difficulty, and it's gonna be in torrential rain, with me forgetting to bring along wet racing tyres, so we're doing it on intermediates. And on top of that, we have no driving assist, except for the ABS. And all of that may have got you thinking, what sort of magic could make this possible? So this is the tune. Now let's break down what I did here. First of all, was I focused on one figure. This one here. Now I knew that my win relied on the straights, so I focused on getting this number as low as possible, as it represents my high-end acceleration. With that number as low as possible, now it was time to sacrifice it for the sake of stability. So we'd raise the ride height, harden up the front sway bar for more understeer, and set the springs to allow weight to be pushed to the back, and keep it there. All of these suspension changes are done to allow a better corner exit, so we can put that power down a lot quicker and make the most of the straights. Even with all these suspension changes, there was still something else we could do to make it a little bit more stable, and that was the gearbox. So we took second gear and we pushed it way out to over 200 km per hour. With all that said, let's see how it went. Oh, from the moment the race starts, this tune is clearly doing its job, as we absolutely eat the 4C, coming off the line. Now we're focused on that Ferrari, so we take a shallow entry onto the first corner, crossing over onto the inside of the second, and taking the Ferrari in the process. Now this is what we've been waiting for, the long straights. It's time to put that foot down and see if this car is truly capable of what I believe it is. And would you look at that, it's continuing to make ground on the cars up ahead. Maybe there's some hope for this thing after all. Coming out of the chicane, we're going to use as much of the track as possible, keeping all the pressure off those tyres and minimising the chance that we're going to lose traction. Fantastic, more straights, and by the end of it, we're up with the next group of cars. Coming through the chicane, we repeat the same process of using the entire road coming out of the corner to keep traction, and now? Well, now it's time to embarrass a lot of drivers. Excuse me, I'm coming through. Coming around the next corner, onto the straight, we find the Mustang and the BMW scrapping it out. We use this opportunity to sneak up behind them and pounce. The Mustang, not wanting to give up its position, ends up fighting me for it, and after a bit of back and forth, it manages to trap me behind the Genesis. Okay, you win this round, Mustang. We end up chasing the Mustang through the group, and as the straight approaches, so does our patience with having them in front of us. So we put the foot down and rectify that issue. And with that, our 2 laps of fuel are done, and the clouds are going grey. Time to head into the pits and get ready for the rain. Coming out, we find ourselves back in 17th position. I push the van really hard in the wet, trying to make ground, but I find out some cars didn't make it round to the pits to change their tyres. Suck it, Mustang. I wonder if we caught anybody else out. Oh yeah. Come on, Sambabus, this is exactly what you were built for. We just can't let those revs get too high, or the rain will take our traction, and we'll end up in a wall. If we can just get these last two cars, we're gonna have a podium spot and still another lap before we need to pit. And with those two cars in the pits, that's us in first place. But this is a slow lap because this rain is just too much for the tyres. As we come out of the pits, you may wonder, do we still have a good lead? No. Approaching the final lap, the Mazda makes an aggressive move on the outside. We really can't afford to be behind this many cars. Of course, Solid. Why not? With all cars but the 4C pitting, that gives us a chance still. I know we can take them on the straights. It's just we're going to have to push incredibly hard on those final corners to hold them off. I never doubted you, my little Sambabus, as you gallantly held off the competition and walked away with a win.